Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Behind me I have the Smuggler, which is all set up for duck season. I went fishing the other day on the little tiny new boat, and I told you guys I was going to make a video about the Smuggler and the duck blind I have on it, and this is the duck blind right here. This thing, this is an 18-foot long, 72-inch wide at the bottom John boat. Really, it's just a flat bottom, huge flat bottom with a center console. This is the blind I threw up on it. This is a Maker's Pipe blind. I just kind of bought the fittings online, and then I made the conduit. I had to go get some conduit, cut the conduit. I got all this blind material. This is old camo. I'm gonna go around and show you guys exactly what I did, but pretty excited about the blind. Duck season's coming up. It's a few days away, so we're super excited about duck season. It's actually just early teal and goose season. It's still August right now, but as soon as September rolls around, the goose and the teal are going to be here, so we're going to do some of that, but let's show you guys the blind a little bit. So the first thing I did, I'm going to jump in the inside in a minute, but this is the outside. This is old camo, just the old, I think it's like the Avery blind grass. I mean, it was on the boat last year. It was not on this type of blind. It was on a scissor blind, and the scissor blind, I'm not going to lie guys, the scissor blind kind of sucked. I mean, this is way better, and it's probably almost the same price as the scissor blind actually. The only added cost from the scissor blind to this would be this material, and this is 1000D material from eBay. I will put that link in the description below. A nice gentleman on Ohio Waterfowl Hunters recommended this stuff to me, and he recommended it to a bunch of other guys. I got on there and asked, and he said this is the stuff, and so far it's pretty durable. I mean, it's like just like the A-frame material that you guys would have on your Avian-X A-frames. It's probably a little bit more solid than most of the layout blind material I've ever had, so definitely awesome stuff. But what I did was I took this elastic cord, so this black stuff is, and I attached it to the bottom of the blind, and I did it in the top too, just to kind of hold it down, but I attached it to the bottom, ran it down, probably 3-4 foot each section, and I tied it right onto the material, the blind cloth, and then all the way down, all the way to the other end. This is actually a separate piece right here, but to show you this, so that holds the blind down, and that was the easiest way I thought to do that. I made some hooks. They're just through bolted onto the boat to hold that down, and same with up top. I just kind of took a piece, ran it all the way down from one side to the other side. It's just tied here, and I stretched it out pretty far before I tied it up actually, because it was really loose, but it's pretty tight. And then I just zip tied the blind grass to it. Just zip tied each piece of blind grass, you know, 2 or 3 times on each section of blind grass. So you can see my sections are probably only a foot and a half wide. They're different on each side, and this stuff is kind of old. I didn't really cover the entire boat because of the weight issue. This piece is actually not even zip tied down at all, or it broke off, but I'll have to fix that. But it's pretty simple on the outside, not a big deal. For the canvas part, it's pretty good cover. It does not have a flip top blind, which we'll go over in a little bit, but there's no flip top blind. This is open in the back right here. I just zip tied to the top. I mean, I probably could have found a different way to do it, but the material is solid to the top, and then it's just corded in down here. Well, that's easily removable, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to transport it. This has to come up onto the blind itself to transport, so we're going to jump in the top of the boat, and I'm going to show you guys around and show you exactly what I did with the Maker's Pipe. That stuff is just awesome. I'm not sponsored by them. I mean, I have no affiliation with them at all, but this is definitely the way to go for these blinds. I mean, it's so easy to make, and I think all the material from Maker's Pipe itself maybe cost me 60 bucks, which is super cheap. And I'll show you guys those connections and how I did it in the top. Alright guys, now we're in the top of the boat. We're right inside, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did here first. This is my front piece. That just kind of folds down, and that flips down right over top. And then I'll have this other piece right here, which folds up, and in the middle I have a piece of 1/2-inch conduit that runs in between the 3/4 inch couplings or connections, or whatever you want to call them. But you can remove that in the field, and I'll remove it when I drive too. But you can just set that down like that, and then it's gonna be kind of difficult with one hand. But that removes like that. The other side comes out and then you can roll it up. And it's easily removable. And the reason I have that is because I have this trolling motor. Now I don't plan on using the trolling motor a whole lot during hunting. But if I need to, I can pull that off and I can just flip this right up, drive around, do whatever I need to do. We're usually hunting pretty shallow water, so having this 70-pound thrust trolling motor is really, really handy during the season. But that's that part. This just flips right back up. And then you even have kind of a rain cover for half the deck, which is super nice. We can stow a bunch of stuff under there. We'll probably throw a grill under there. Any of the cooking stuff, maybe some blind bags and stuff like that. There's all sorts of hidden room there. But this is the top of the blind. This is inside the boat. I mean, it is super, super simple. I have a piece of 10-foot conduit, 3/4 inch, and then it's connected here because I could not get a piece long enough. I believe the overall length is almost 16 foot. So I have the maker's pipe 3/4 inch connection right here connecting this piece and this piece. And that runs up the side on both sides. And then, show you guys a little bit better, I'll move this down again. This is the maker's pipe flange connection, 3/4 inch. I have one here, I have one on that side, then I have one in each back corner back there and then back there. And then in the center, I put this extra pull up. I got this pull on this side. This just runs on either side of the console. And I got that pull on that side. And this holds up a piece of 3/4 inch conduit, which is again connected by the maker pipe. This is a T connection. You guys can see it there. T connection on both sides. And then it's pretty simple. Up here, I just have the right angle connection on all 4 posts holding up the conduit. And it's pretty sturdy. I mean, way sturdier than the scissor blind. I mean, this is super sturdy here. I mean, you can shake this and it moves a little bit, but it's pretty sturdy. You can lay your guns up on it. You can kind of reach over if you have to. It's not going to affect that much. I mean, if you beat up on it too much, it's definitely going to get messed up. But so far, so good. It seems like a pretty sturdy spot. Pretty sturdy blind. And then you can reach, when I was showing on the outside, you can reach these connections here. So you can take the blind down and put it up all in the inside if you want to. We're mostly going to be on the outside putting the blind up and down, but we can do it on the inside. And for the back here, I just have, this is just zip tied up here, and it's overlapped a little bit so you don't get that that sunlight in there. But this is so you can reach the outboard, you can do all your stuff you need to do. I mean, it's pretty simple. Just all this stuff is just zip tied to the top. I mean, I did not go crazy with the camouflage. I have some more of this stuff which looks more like this. This is the newer section that I had, but it's kind of bright and kind of stands out. So all of this stuff is the older stuff, and I got more on this side. I mean, it blends in a little bit, but there's definitely no flip top. I didn't do a flip top this year. I mean, we might do a flip top next year, but it's just one more thing that you're gonna have in the way. So we're gonna be hunting 4 people. We're gonna do one here, one here, one there, and then I'll be up there with the trolling motor and I'll be able to get the ducks and all that different stuff. But 4 people pretty comfortably. Alright guys, I just got the boat into transport mode and I'm going to show you guys exactly what it looks like. The blind just kind of folds up, and then I have these little tiny, let's see if I have one here. These little tiny bungee cords, bungee straps that just lock it in every couple feet all the way around. And that should keep the wind from ripping this canvas part. It might mess up the ends of this blind grass a little bit, but that's not too big of a worry for me. But pretty easy to transport like that. Once we get to the boat ramp, or even if we just get to the spot, we'll leave all this up, throw the decoys out, and then we can just unwrap all this, throw it down. Inside here we can just take this elastic piece and we can just put it in the hook down there. So super simple, super awesome, super cheap. I probably spent maybe $300 altogether, including the blind grass that I bought last year on this whole blind. So super awesome, guys. Thanks for checking it out. And if you're interested in more duck hunting stuff, please stick around, subscribe to the channel, like the video. We're gonna have some more duck hunting stuff coming up next week. This Saturday we should be going out and shooting some teal and maybe some geese over water, but I definitely have some geese hunts lined up for next week during the weekdays. in fields. So if you guys are into the field hunting thing, definitely check us out. We're going to be posting a lot of stuff on that as long as we can get on the birds. But hopefully all that's coming soon, guys. Remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Okay, I will put that link in the description below. A nice gentleman on Ohio Waterfowl Hunters recommended this stuff to me, and he recommended it to a bunch of other guys. I got on there and asked, and he said this is the stuff, and so far it's pretty durable. I mean, it's like just like